Hi, good people, and welcome to yet another episode of Life Coach 254. We are in studio, and of course, kama kawaida, my name is Annette White. I'm joined by my co-host.
I'm Harry Rito, and today we're excited to have on set Miss Zoey. Oh, introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, how are you? My name is Zoey Kiritu and I am a singer, songwriter, and also a movie scriptwriter.
Cool.
Oh, nice. We can't wait to get to know you more. Welcome on set.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Life Coach 254, and let's get to it. So karibuni sana, Life Coach 254, and as you can see, we have a beautiful guest in studio, and she'll tell us more about herself. But before then, I do hope you guys have been good. You've had a good week. Hari, how has your week been?
Week has been beautiful. Challenging, ups, downs, sorting things out, but eventually, you gotta make this paper. Today I'm really excited to be on this set.
Yeah.
We're with Miss Zoey Kiritu, the movie scriptwriter, the songwriter, the musician, the karaoke host.
Oh yeah, all that also. I forgot to mention
the tarot explainer.
Enthusiast. Yeah.
Oh, I like enthusiast.
Thank you.
Oh. So let's get to know. So who's Zoey Kiritu? If like you are to hit us up, like who's Zoey Kiritu?
So me as a person, first of all, I'm a sister. I am also a young girl who is trying to navigate the artist world, where I've been in music for about almost 10 years actually. I started studying music in 2014. Went to Sauti Academy, and that's where I got my training. Eventually found myself venturing into karaoke host. That's where we actually met, I think. Yeah, Annette should come to one of my shows.
I should. I cannot sing to save my life.
You listen, you will participate, you will clap your hands, we need more of those people. People don't clap hands. They're very stingy with that. So I started doing karaoke back in 2018 because of the money, as you said. We have to chase that paper. And I started script writing recently, actually. I used to help on set, and then I found myself wanting to do more. So I started writing stories, and I'm currently working on something. So hopefully by next year we'll have already established the entire project. So
interesting. So how many movies have you written?
The good ones or the bad ones?
Are they local? Are they international?
They're going to be local, but that's the beauty of stories. Stories they transverse that kind of aspect where anyone from any part of the world can watch your stuff and relate to it. That's the beauty of life, I guess, right? Yeah. Stories are diverse, and they're not limited to one demographic. So hopefully, I've written a few, but I started terribly. My story writing skills have just
don't you all? You need craft,
right? You have to start from somewhere. So far I've done only 4. But I'm working on my first mini series. Yes, so that's all I can say about that.
Amazing. That's amazing. Those are milestones. We celebrate the wins.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Did you always want to be a singer in the artistry kind of industry?
Yeah.
Entertainment. Is that something that you saw yourself getting into as a young girl growing up?
Actually, not really. I do understand that I'm not that ambitious, but I did grow up with my grandfather, who was a musician. He passed away in 2001. I hope you do.
What's his name?
He's a legend. His name is Rugiti wa Njeri. He did Wekoo.
Wait.
Yeah, that's my grandfather. And
interesting.
So you come from, a family of a background of music. And basically entertainment and art.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm the only one who's interested in music in my family, but yeah, so far it's I'm not as big as my grandfather, unfortunately, but
you're walking in his steps.
I'm trying. You can never, filling his shoes would be such an impossible task. Yeah, but hopefully in any way I can be an artist, I'll do my best, as he did his best in his craft. Yeah. So if it's storytelling or if it's singing, I'll do my best in any of those things.
So you're big on writing, clearly.
I love writing.
So you write the movies, you write the songs. So do you write the songs commercially, or do you just write your own songs, or how does that go too? Is this something that can put money on someone's table if they got really serious at it, or is our industry still young around that?
Oh, that's a really good question. What I can say is, art in Kenya has a long way to go, whether it's just music or it's movies or it's all kinds of art, including painting. We don't really, in our generation, not that I'm old though, in our generation we didn't really get the support, and this is what we are trying, that's the narrative we're trying to change, hopefully with this government, which is encouraging art in school, is going to change our parents' perspective. We're the next parents.
Yeah.
Some of us already are.
Next.
Some of us already are. Some of us already are parents. Case in point.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we can start from somewhere and try and encourage people to. Was that your question? I think did I digress?
No.
At one point.
Do you? I'm actually asking as in like your.
Does it put
your songwriting?
Does it put food on the
one,
table?
Does it put food on the table? But two.
Yeah.
About your own songwriting, do you do it commercially or just for your own music?
Well, now I do it commercially. I've worked with a few artists. I've ever been a background singer for, Just Imagine Africa. There's a band called Just Imagine Africa. I've done background vocals for those people. I've done for Meryl Page, Nazizi at some point, but that was just like, she was like, do you want to join? I was like, sure. And I found myself singing for her. And also Timo Higgs, who lives in the UAE. We've done a couple of stuff on SoundCloud. And I've worked with Motoria as well.
Writing or just BGVing?
Writing and singing. And there's this new guy, his name is Karumbo. He's doing a really good job. You guys should go check him out. He's been in the industry for a while, but he's now releasing commercial music, and I've sung for him. I've worked with him.
Interesting. So does it put food on
my table? Yes, it does. Not always, but it does for the most part. Like sometimes someone would call me and they want me to put vocals for them, and I would do exactly that, and they'd pay me. So sometimes at the expense of my name being out there, or just maybe some copyrights, and I find myself earning from that. Yeah.
So, so how does the songwriting process start, or even the movie writing process? Is it that a client comes with a concept of what they want to achieve at the end of the day, and then now you develop the songwriting or movie writing around that, or do you come up with the content and they buy into what you've already crafted? That is ready on a shelf somewhere, such as you tell them, so this is the song, these are the lyrics, this is how it should flow, take it or leave it? Or do you engage in a one-on-one and get to know what they want to achieve, and then now you write around it?
Okay, so wow, that's a multifaceted. Okay, so basically my writing process, it might differ for different artists. Sometimes I get an idea, or I go I get onto YouTube and I find random beats, and if anything inspires me, because I'm always with my headphones, if something inspires me, I find myself writing, and I call my producer friends and I'm like, you know what, I think I want us to work on this. What do you think? Could we do something similar? And then I find myself doing that instead. And when it comes to writing for other people, they already have something in mind. They've probably done a few verses, then you come and enhance their song.
And build on it.
Yeah, and build on it. Or maybe just start from scratch if they like what you're doing. And when it comes to script writing, that's a whole new demographic, because stories change. The more do you guys remember inshas and compositions in primary school?
Yeah.
Describe your worst days.
Exactly.
Oh my God. It becomes a
how your holiday was, and then now you've been kidnapped. Yeah, so it changes. It starts from somewhere, then it just gradually changes.
It gets its own pseudo life.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you can blow it out of proportion.
It's completely different. Like the one I'm working on right now, because I'm also learning. I'm not Quentin Tarantino, so obviously I'm learning. It started very simple, and the more you're writing, you start researching. Characters now start to live their own lives, when you're writing a story, there's this short lady with the dreadlocks and she's light skinned and she wears size 7 shoes and she likes to dance on the weekends. You already have a picture of who this woman is, and she now starts writing her own story, because what did she do that night when she was dancing? Did she go kula smoky? Like, what did she do eventually? So writing is about listening. It's not about me as the writer. It's what my character is trying to tell me, and how I can incorporate who they are into the story and how they can build to my story. Yeah, writing is just listening to your characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biggest inspiration?
I think I mentioned one already. Quentin Tarantino, but right now I'm on a Greta Gerwig kick. She did Barbie. That woman is, oh my God, like I've been looking at her works, and from Lady Bird, she did Little Women. She just knows how to write characters without getting too political, because that's another thing that's happening right now. Yeah, without getting too political. She's just natural, and she doesn't give herself so much pressure. I want to be like her, Yeah, I just want to be more like her.
And carry the Kenyan flag.
Well, at it. And tell the Kenyan stories and tell the Kenyan stories.
Yeah, that's also quite important, telling Kenyan stories. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I think Hollywood basically have started embracing African culture, and they're trying to tell African stories. So if you're a writer, if you're trying to be a writer, please concentrate on our stories. It's fun seeing explosions and but those things are they're overrated and they're overtold. Tell stories about our heroines, what was that lady called? The Giriama lady. Wangari Maathai.
Kinjeketile Ngwale.
Exactly. Mekatilili Wamenza. Was that Kenyan? I don't know whether that's Kenyan. It's Mekatilili, right?
Yes.
We have our own superheroes where we trying to create Western superheroes. Our superheroes are they're a bit more diverse because we relate to them and how they relate to our culture.
Yeah.
So it's easier for us to understand them, Yeah. Celebrate our heroes, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because indeed we have very many superheroes around us that have lived and walked in this land, but we'll never know their stories because we only restrict them to the GHC and the stories in school and the dramas around what we did in school, but we leave it there. Yet, being in the information age right now, we're in a place where we're able to amplify and tell those stories in beautiful twists that are able to, tell our story. Like, people are able to know who we are in terms of an identity of those people that shaped the different tribes, the different groupings of people.
Yeah.
And it's about time, and it's encouraging to hear that it's a direction that you're looking at in terms of telling our own stories. Yeah,
it's true.
So now, how do we transition from okay, first of all, tell us about your karaoke hosting and how it ties into the creative space, because I mean, in karaoke, you're just singing what or redoing what has been done in the past, and you're encouraging people to do the same, and people really are coming for a show. So how do you marry that whole creative space and into the now the fun bit of it in karaoke hosting?
Oh.
How do you engage your fans? How do you make them come? And how do you keep them coming
to the show?
Yes.
Oh, you're asking really nice questions. Well, first of all, you have to want to have fun. You know, you have to enjoy it first, because you can't just go into work and expecting people to make you happy for you to be able to be happy. You have to prepare yourself mentally. So if you're not an outgoing person, that's probably going to give you a really hard time.
Yeah.
But people reflect back what you show them.
Yes.
If you're happy,
we keep talking about the mirror effect.
The mirror effect, basically. You have to first be happy and show these people, encourage them. People are here to let loose. They come to karaoke shows because either they love singing, or they just want to watch people. They're having a tough day, or they're from work, they just want a beer. If they participate, they do. If they don't, the most important thing is don't pressure them. Yeah. You want it to come naturally. And even alcohol helps. Alcohol helps.
The more you drink, the better you perceive.
The more you drink, it doesn't matter if you sing terribly. Me, as the host, I just want you to sing. Because I keep telling people this, and he's been to my shows, so he knows. I'm like, professional singers on stage, this is karaoke. Yes. Sing as terribly as you want to. No one is going to remember in the morning. We're all drunk, we're here to have fun. So that's how I get them to loosen up a bit. And
is that praise for the worst singer?
I hope. That's a really good concept.
That's an idea.
Yeah, that's an idea. I think I'm gonna steal that from you. Maybe you should do that, because it's all inclusive. Some people are fantastic singers, and then there are others who are just there to have a good time. And I think what keeps them coming back to my show specifically is the fact that they don't feel judged. And even if people laugh, they're not laughing at you, they're laughing with you, because I've already shown you that you don't have to be perfect, and someone else is going to probably sing worse. Yeah. I've ever had such a night where I was terrible and people were still supportive of me, so why not be the same for others? As we said, the mirror effect. If you're all having fun, everything is great.
Now, does that translate, because karaoke mostly happens, in a club setup where drinking is involved. Is there a risk of someone getting into consuming more than you should? If consuming alcohol more than they should, in that you're coming to these shows on a weekly basis, and probably your intention is not to overindulge, but now you as the host, do you find yourself you have to indulge in every single show? Is there a risk for you?
That's fantastic. You guys are asking things I've been thinking about. Yeah, thank you for asking me that, because I did, at some point I found myself, there's some moments where you don't feel like going out, but then this is your job. And there's this thing where people trust you more when you're drunk with them. I don't know where that comes from, but they kind of trust you more when you're as drunk as they are. If you say, I don't drink, they're like, then what are you doing in a club, honestly? So some people will probably buy you shots. There's a time I struggled with that for a few weeks, where I didn't feel like going to work because of the environment that I have to be in. It's a struggle, to be quite honest, and
it takes strength,
yeah, sometimes if you're not really into that kind of, if you're not willing to take one for the team and be like, okay, I will not go out this weekend, but then I have to do my job today.
Yeah.
Then maybe that would work for you better. Yeah, not everyone can be a hostess, because sometimes you find yourself having multiple shows.
Yeah.
You're probably booked on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Are you going to drink
every single
day? Or are you going to find that balance? What I used to do, I don't know whether you could tell, I do not drink during work hours. Because when you, like, not occasionally, like for the most part, you're given a complimentary bottle by the club.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's optional, sometimes it's just standard. So when they give you the bottle, what I would do is I'd save it for later. But if a client is like, let me buy you a shot, and I'm like, you know what, it's a shot, and I'll drink my water and regulate. But yeah, it differs for different people, I guess. Some don't mind it. Some don't mind drinking every single day, which is no judgment.
It can be risky though.
Yeah, but no judgment. You know, everyone is going through their own life differently. Yeah.
Okay, how does that look for someone who is, for your family? They know this is what you do. Is there a side eye when it comes to you do this? We don't want you to get in trouble when it comes to, we don't want to start booking rehabs for you.
Yeah.
How does that look like for family?
Stigma is always going to be present. If you're working in a club, it doesn't matter if you're a hostess, it doesn't matter if you're a bartender, there's always going to be that side eye because of culture.
Yeah.
But the more Kenya is changing and embracing drinking culture, I think people are more accepting. They're like, okay, at the end of the day, you're at work. And parents are like, Kenyan parents, if you're making money, the better. If you're going to drink, at least bring home the bag, right? You're drinking, but you're getting paid. Okay, sawa. Get home safe, call me, you need anything, I got you. So my mom, because right now my mom is around, she's been very supportive. She's always asking me if work is fine. Yeah, my mom has been quite supportive. I cannot speak for other parents, but I do hope if there are any listening right now, whatever profession your child chooses to do, it's not about what they're doing. It's about the environment in which they're allowed to do what they want to do. And it goes for anything. You might grow up with a family that wants you to be a banker, but then you find yourself maybe you want to open a laundromat, so you have multiple M-Pesas. Yeah. If someone is telling you can't do something, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah.
But if they're like, you know what, you want to do it, we got your back, I'll buy your product.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
And I think, if you're a parent out there and your child is choosing something different from what you want them to do, I think it would be best to just show them that you're at least willing to try and
support
accommodate
them. Support them in whatever way.
In whatever way.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, interesting. And then how now do you transition into tarot and Zodiac enthusiasm? And really, tell us more. So, what is tarot and what is Zodiac? What are the Zodiac signs?
So tarot and Zodiac they're co-related, but they're not there's a way they put that, whatever. They're quite different because tarot came from Italy in the 1400s. And it's about card reading and fortune telling, which is it was a new age religious thing where people thought they could predict the future. Everyone is always trying to predict the future, You're like, okay, kesho
kutanyesha
ama hiyo jua ni mvua. Like everyone is always trying to it's a form of control. And everyone is always if something gives you a mental picture of maybe I have control of what's gonna happen, you will kind of listen, because we're all trying to be in control of our lives anyway. So tarot is more of a fortune telling thing, but zodiac signs actually are Babylonian. And I know some people are just gonna be like, oh, Babylon.
Babylon
is the devil's work, but no. It started in Babylon, and it was about like constellation and astronomy, where you can, everything is mathematical, and there are 12 signs, and each hold 30 degrees of like, I don't know what, like
placement to the placement to the moon.
In relation to placement of the constellation.
The stars themselves.
The stars, yeah. So it's kind of related to astrology and astronomy, kinda, but that's a touchy subject because astronomy is scientific. Yeah. Astrology is anecdotal and it's quite just superstition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's superstition.
But why do you pair how do you pair the two?
How do you pair the two?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look through a microscope, are they called the ones telescopes?
The telescopes.
You will see stars, and sometimes they align in a way where they make a certain shape.
Like a Scorpio, you'll find.
Yes. So that is as facts. Science is facts.
Yes.
But then someone would come and say, okay, so the stars are in Aries. That means it's gonna affect me in this way. That's now myth. That's superstitious, and it's sort of like religion. Religion and science don't really
mix.
Yeah.
So people are born in January, people are born in February, others are born in December.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between what determines that me in January? I don't know, is this Sagittarius or Capricorn?
No,
is a Capricorn still spilling over into I don't know.
Yes,
I'm a Scorpio myself.
December to January.
Other people are Aries, other people are Libras, like Miss White here.
Oh.
What does that mean? What does that mean in terms of who you are as a person? How does it determine your characteristic as a person?
Okay.
And why does it make sense many times when someone tells you, hey, when were you born? This and this date. Oh, you're a Scorpio. No wonder you usually do 1, 2, 3. And you're like, oh my God, yeah.
Wow. All right. Oh my goodness. I hope I don't get in trouble with this.
No.
So, okay, first I'll start into why I like Zodiac stuff. It's because, as I told you, it's a form of control. You want to know, like, why am I like this? Aren't we always trying to figure out who we are as people? And what I found out about Zodiac signs is that they're divided into the 4 elements. There's fire, water, earth, and... What's the last one? Fire, water, earth?
Wind.
And wind, and air.
Yeah.
And air. So, fire energies, you can tell by, like, they have this zest and they're very passionate. That's according to astrology. And maybe
which signs are in fire, for example?
Oh, so it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And they're each...
People of April there to...
April, like March, end of March and... first part of April. Those are Aries, and it's usually considered the first sign, the first zodiac sign of the zodiac, obviously. But at the same time, this is why I'm saying it's mostly superstition, since from Babylon it was translated into Greek culture. Then after Greek it was Hindu. And then we also have the Chinese zodiac, which is something completely different.
Oh.
Yes, but they're mostly always 12 because of I think how we've aligned our calendar. And so Aries, we talked about Aries. I'm an Aries, for instance. And I'm an Aries. You're a Scorpio. You're my direct opposite. No. Yeah, I think you're my direct opposite. You're my north node. And she is a
Libra.
She's a Libra. Funny enough, Aries and Libras make really good friends, actually.
Interesting.
Apparently, according to... Because a Libra is an... I think they're air signs? Yes. So, unajua ile kuchocha moto, when you put fire and wind together, what happens? So, they have a...
burning.
Yeah, she could make me do something that was like, is that a bad idea? It's like, girl... go for it. And I'll probably listen. Yes. For Scorpios, I think Scorpios are water signs. Water signs are very emotional. They're in touch with their emotions. So, for instance, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio are water signs. And you find like people say the people who cry the most are Cancers. I don't know why, because they're more emotional. And the Scorpios are also emotional, but they know how to rein it in. Like you guys you're in touch with all your emotions basically. So those are the basic things I think.
Do you think having this can affect for instance, let's say I did not know any of it, and then you tell me about it, and you tell me this is how people act, like that. And then is there an instance where it can influence my direction or my character because I have learnt about it, as opposed to this is not who I am. It's not determined. My character is not determined by my zodiac sign. I
don't follow it.
I don't follow it. It's not defined. But because you've told me about it, now I find myself influenced by that aspect and going into that direction. Do you think it being number one, superstition, that people have put so much trust in it that they have conditioned themselves according to the science?
Like conditioning ourselves according to a belief system. I think that's one of the oldest tales in any book. Because even sometimes religion does have that effect on us. Or whatever thing we believe in. Like the people who thought the earth was flat for some weird reason.
For many centuries.
They find themselves conditioning their entire character like on that. Like, I'm a flat earther, like you even start labeling. So when it comes to zodiac signs, you asked me about like how it relates with our personality.
Like someone doesn't know.
I really didn't know about it, and now you've told me. Now I'm trying to fit into that. First of all, I wouldn't encourage anyone to try to fit in any box, but there's a danger of that happening.
There is a danger. There's a danger of when we're trying to label ourselves according to one thing. And this is why I'm encouraging people who are listening to not take just my word for it. Anything that's open, like is a public forum, you should always be able to question it.
Interrogate it.
Interrogate it. Like I can walk up to a person and be like, oh, you're a da-da-da-da. This is why you behave like, this is why you're sassy, or this is why you're smarter than this person. But then we don't look at the environmental factors of my mom is probably a completely different human being, maybe your dad, your siblings, which are also factors that influence us.
Exactly.
Because some people actually look at these zodiac signs and they're like, you're saying that I am a Sagittarius, but I don't feel like that, like that's not me as a person. But there's someone like, that explains why I can't settle in one place, because apparently Sagittarius like to travel and they can't really be tied down. But there are people who have like long-term relationships and are Sagittarius. So true.
So they're different. There are different aspects of life,
and there are also different aspects of zodiac signs where you don't just look at your sun sign. There are 3 things they say you look at, which is your sun, your moon, and your rising. Or the rising is also called ascendant. Like I have 3 different elements. Actually, I have 4 different elements, because you also look at your Venus. So it's sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And all of them they cover all the elements. So what am I? Am I a sun? Am I a fire, water? Like I don't even know what I am. But for instance, because I'm an Aries sun, I'm a Virgo moon, I am a Libra ascendant, and I am a Pisces Venus. They say the Venus talks about how you relate to love. So Pisces are hopeless romantics, even Libras, by the way.
Oh my God.
You love love. You love love, right?
Personally, I do.
Default setting, yeah. So your sun sign is your default setting. Like you just being born and you don't know anything in the world. Like how would you relate? So for me, I would be passionate and I want to, if there's no door there, I want to go through that wall. I will punch my way through. But my moon, which is my cerebral thinking, suggests that I am an overthinker. So how does that relate to the passionate Aries that wants to keep going, but then now I'm a Virgo moon, and now I think I plan before I do anything.
So it becomes conflicting.
It becomes conflicting, and this is what makes us complex as human beings. So you just can't come and say, oh, I'm a Sagittarius, explains why XYZ, XYZ.
Yeah, because I find that a lot of people make excuses, based on their zodiac signs. They're like, I get angry, or, I have this past of uncontrollable, issues, or this is how I react because I'm
just like that.
Yeah. And you cannot not take two negatives. You cannot not take responsibility for your actions and blame it on a sign.
That's true.
And so I find issue with people who again take signs and now take that as their character and personality. Without consideration of, like what you said, the environment and what triggers what you do.
That's true.
Yeah. Like your experiences in the past.
Yeah.
Also, of course, there's something to be said about nothing happens haphazardly.
No.
The time you were born, the day you were born, the month you were born, the minute you were born, all of that did not just happen haphazardly.
No.
Because I believe that we are beyond this meat. This meat keeps changing. Today I'm small, tomorrow the next day I'm big, the next day I'm 70 and starting to age. So really our identity is not solely in this body and this mind, and so we are soul beings, as in indeed we are soul beings that decided to be born into this universe at a particular time, at a particular month, at a particular age. It definitely will define
who we are as people.
Who we are.
Exactly. Yeah. So as she said, like some people would use that as an excuse for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Which can, again, we are complex human beings. We can explain who we are from different aspects of our upbringing. Maybe someone had an abusive father, or someone just didn't go to school. So those things will affect us. Or maybe we were born in the 70s and now someone else is born as late as last year. Like we are products of our environment, basically. And this is why I tell people to do their research. It doesn't, don't take my word for it and be like, oh yeah, okay, all right, she's right, and period. So people using that as an excuse can be said about anything though, right? Can be said about anything.
Yeah.
You can be like, no, like if you, like the person I just mentioned, if your father was like an abusive person, or maybe you used to drink a lot, one person might be like, I'm never drinking again because my father used to drink. Then there's another who's gonna be, my father used to drink, now I have to drink. Those are just excuses. And if someone tells you, oh, I'm feisty because I'm a fire sign, you might be right, but that does not excuse anything you believe in. Should not be a reason to treat other people terribly.
No, makes sense.
Right?
Or to feel some type of way about yourself.
Exactly. And it should not make you sad that, oh, I wish I was this instead of this. No, it's
who you are.
Yeah, and we're also unique, and we have so many different aspects about ourselves that are not similar to other people. It's like organized chaos, and we should just embrace the things that make us different and unique. So it doesn't matter if you're a Sagittarius, if you're a Scorpio or a Libra. Embrace those differences. It should actually make you feel
two
good.
characteristics of each sign. Libra.
I said one, right?
Yeah.
No.
She is apparently also she's friendly, sociable. It's easy for you to make friends.
No.
It's not easy for you to make friends.
It's not.
She's actually very
Interesting.
She chooses.
She's picky, but you do get along with your friends, right?
The ones that I choose,
they stay there.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like end game for you. And as I said, you love.
Definitely.
You can be from one relationship today, and then you're like, I'm never gonna love again, and then next week you're like, I met the one.
Roses and all.
Roses, rose-colored glasses.
Love.
Yeah.
Yourself, Aries.
Oh wow. Ooh, I'm biased though, but I will say the general ones. Temper, obviously, and extremely, and most Aries is also quite talented. Let me say the bad ones. So temper, and also we don't normally like to finish what we start.
Oh.
We get bored, because we're always trying to be finding the next exciting thing. So you find yourself starting a creative project, and you're like, perfect. Then by then you're like, but I wanted to draw a cat. Let me try drawing a cat. Then you draw a cat, kati. You don't finish coloring. You're like, you know what goes well with cats? Rats. Maybe cheese, like we never finish a thought.
Yeah.
We're not really grounded, and so, but we are passionate, so that's great, I guess.
Scorpios.
Ooh, for Scorpios, you guys like revenge.
Oh, do we though?
Yes. You guys are also passionate, but what I like about Scorpios is that you have follow through. When you start something, you'll see it until the end. And never cross a Scorpio. A Scorpio might look like they've forgiven you on the outside, but then they're just looking at you like, Yako, komotoni.
You just described me. Never cross me.
Maybe you're a Scorpio rising or something. Yeah, you should calculate you can actually do that online. If you know where and when you were born, the time and the place, you can calculate, and you will know why sometimes you're like this, sometimes you're like that. Yeah, so.
Okay, Gemini.
Ooh, Geminis are social butterflies. They make friends with almost everyone, and they flirt a lot, and they like people who have the same mental thing. You'll find a lot of Geminis like to read. I don't know why, but they're very cerebral. Yes, they're very cerebral. They like people who challenge them mentally, and they're also two-faced. They might. So that's why it's called Gemini. They're twins, because they're two-faced. One minute they can be all out there, and then the next minute they're just closed off. Yeah, so
like for example, how does Scorpio and a Gemini interact in a normal relationship?
Oh wow, that would be hard to explain. Maybe on surface level, because I don't know the experience. I've not seen like a Gemini and a Scorpio together, so I'm just going to explain what I think, on the surface, and you guys can also help me with that. So what happens when you put an emotional person who likes revenge, never forgets what you've ever done to them,
and who is quite innovative,
and is also innovative and wants follow through and very loyal, like Scorpios. Oh, and also Scorpios like a lot of sex, by the way. That's known. They're extremely sexual, but that's good, because also Geminis are also quite sexual. You see, they like to flirt, they like to experiment. So now you've taken that vengeful, passionate person and put them together with a person who likes to think. So one is using their head, one is using their emotions.
So emotional, the Scorpios are using the emotional quotient.
Yes, and these guys are
using the intellectual quotient.
Very intellectual, but they're quite intellectual. Geminis and Aquariuses are very
intellectual. So
and also Libras.
Does that mean they can get stuck up in their head in terms of overthinking?
They are the biggest overthinkers of the Zodiac.
Yeah. Whoa.
They're the biggest overthinkers of the Zodiac, because as I told you, they're very two-dimensional. They think this side, they evaluate one side and the other. This is why they change a lot. 1 minute they're speaking to you, the next they're like, maybe not. And one day they're interested, the next day they're like, maybe not. Like, you can never tell what's really happening in their mind unless they tell you what's happening in their mind. And as Scorpio would come from an emotional side, and they'll try to rationalize. And you know, sometimes emotions and rationality don't go hand in hand. So yeah, it will be a bit challenging, but I think any relationship is just what people are willing to put up with and what they're willing to work with, you know? So it doesn't matter who you're dating. Some relationships are more challenging than others, obviously. But yeah, I think if both people are in it for the right reasons and they have the same wavelength, they can make it work.
So, because Annette keeps telling me, I know your experiences are what is defining you, not necessarily where you were born or when you were born. Because, Annette, what are your thoughts around it?
I feel like, like what you've said, your experiences, your environment, and of course your willingness to be a better person every day. So whatever date you were born, whether the moon was up, the sun was up, whichever was down, does not determine your character, does not determine your future. What determines is, did you let your environment take shape?
Are you a product of your environment?
Yes. And are you willing to change that? Because again, after a certain age, you cannot really blame your past, your growing up, or your environment. After a certain age, you have to be willing to say, I am taking accountability for the actions, for my actions and for my decisions. And so for me, the Zodiac sign, I'm sorry guys, for those who believe, I am not for it. I believe you evolve as a person.
Yes.
Yeah. What I like today, I might not like tomorrow.
That's true.
How I react to something today might be maybe out of ignorance. And when I learn more about it, then I might react different to it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. So different aspects of life form our basis of how we react and how we accommodate people and things in life. And so, but if you have a different opinion, please feel free to give us more, post on the comment, tell us what you think. But I think your Zodiac sign should not be a reason for you to act out of character.
Yes. What if that Zodiac sign is making them act in character just because?
Oh, that's he like reversed it.
Yeah. People who can learn about the Zodiac signs and the strengths that are around it and want to use it. So we're saying
that can still be out of character because you can try to be a reader, and then it stresses you out. You're not a reader. You see, you're just trying to follow your Zodiac sign. You're not. You're an artist. Do your art. You see, so don't go out of character, out of what you feel in your core. Is what you are and who you are because your Zodiac sign is describing something else.
Yeah, don't let it dictate who you are as a person.
Exactly.
No, Zoe.
But you should also, I'm
sure you'd be maybe like you'd be like the antithesis, like the opposite of
what she's saying.
What she's saying, in terms of it has a pegging on.
I feel like you are probably. I feel like I'm not on the fence per se. No, not in any case. But all I'm saying is that don't not try. Like, I'm using the double negative.
Double negative.
Yeah. So if you're interested to know more about it, which is something I highly encourage, like, never beat something before you try it.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, go check it out. Like, am I this person? And because each sign. Everything is dual in this world.
Yeah,
everything is dual.
The yin and the
yang. We live in a duality.
We must find balance. So what happens is you find that these Zodiac signs, as much as they're like, this is your negative side, they will tell you a positive side. So if you read the positive parts and you're like, I want to, even if maybe they're not saying the truth, you're like, I want to be this positive person.
But
and if I have this negative side, I want to change those negative side, like those negative aspects of myself. Yeah. So sometimes even zodiacs can help you be like, maybe I am too rigid. Maybe I should change my mind more often, or I should listen to other people more.
Yeah.
And like me as a fire sign, if I let it dictate who I am, I'd be an angry person slamming doors and not making any friends or listening to people.
Yeah.
But because maybe I've read them and I'm like, maybe I don't want to be this person. I want to be better. And this is what I also like about zodiac signs, is because when they tell us the negative things, it also now translates to who you are as a person. Are you willing to accept that, or
change that?
Change that, yes. Yeah. Because no one is perfect anyway.
No one is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Bottom line, be you.
Be you.
Be you and strive to be a better person.
Better each day.
Yeah. Awesome. Amazing. If you want to know more about zodiac signs, please do your research. But if you want to join karaoke, have a good time, practice your vocals, where can they find you?
Oh wow, that's a really good question. Currently,
you're in between gigs?
Not really. I'd stopped for like a few weeks because I was trying to concentrate on the script writing. But I think if you follow me on my socials, you will know what I'm up to, because I'm always doing something.
Awesome. And what are your
your handles?
What are your social handles?
So on Instagram, I'm _Zoey_Kiritu. So that's KIRITU. And on Facebook, I am Angie Zoey Kiritu. And on TikTok, I'm Angie Kiritu.
Oh,
yes.
Cool.
Amazing. Follow, like, see what she's up to, enjoy a good time, learn more about how you can get out of your comfort zone and sing and have a good time.
Yeah.
For a change.
We're all here to have a good time.
Exactly. No one is living here live, so I don't mean here the studio, I just mean Earth in general. So, But it's been awesome.
Thank you for
having you in studio and learning more about zodiac sign. I am not a believer. I'm not about to be.
Not yet transformed. Someone in the comment section try and change her mind.
I know this.
She's all right though.
But yeah, this has been great. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And definitely we'll do the thingy on the comment on the description where we'll do all the social handles. But please follow us if you love our content, if you love what we've been doing, if you want more. Share, like, subscribe, and let's see you on the next episode.